Do you have a question for Paul? He has an answer for all. Apostle Paul is here in Brooklyn. He heard the call. Do you have a question? Do you have a question for Paul? Good question.
In fact, in your country, it's against the law, it's a matter of policy, that no law be proposed or passed that has as its rationale and basis the pleasing of God. So someone in your Congress should say, I want to have a law that, because God would be pleased if it's struck down. It has to have a purpose that's available to the people on the human level. It cannot go in this direction. So scientists are very clever in using their intelligence, that's a gift from God also, and let him turn them into baboon heads in a moment, and you'll see how grateful they should have been that God allowed them to have such brilliance and understanding. But it's not neutral brilliance, it's not neutral understanding. They begin the game by saying, you may not bring God into this. And you say, well, what about those things that you can't account for? They say, then we wait until we can account for them by shared, accessible information that everyone can have. And you say, well, then, are you explaining things today to people in ways that they can all share and understand? Well, no. We have a specialized vocabulary, so what happened to your egalitarianism at that point? Well, we don't have to practice what we insist upon if what we're insisting upon is the preservation of science by keeping it free from God. Well, if you look at the history of science, especially in the West, but also in the East, and I say East meaning the Near East, amongst the Arabs who were the supreme scientists of the 10th, 11th centuries, it is very much a story of people who love God and want to serve him and understand his creation entering into the sciences. Now, apparently it's for people who either are disinterested in God or hate God. So that your Nobel laureate Francis Crick, who was famous for saying that the soul is simply a bunch of chemicals. And he shows more clearly what it's like in that community, because he won't accept evidence for soul or non-material reality no matter what, and at least he says it. The others operate on the same level of prejudice and antipathy to God and his creative power. Now, that being said, Christians who want to go into this field need to hear Jesus, who said, be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. They need to understand that at certain points they will have to mimic or monkey the program that's expected of them. And that shouldn't be much of a problem. They should be able to demonstrate an understanding of the awful unbelief that's at the base of modern science. It's easy to do. You just act in the most incredulous way, that you have no discernment, no ability to observe, analyze, and digest truth. You just act like an idiot, and you say you believe that. Temporarily, if you cross your fingers in the right way, it's okay, you can do that. But you have to cross them correctly. Now, if there are young people watching this, you have to tell them the Apostle Paul has a sense of humor, and he was only kidding about the cross your fingers stuff,
That was a joke.
Thank you.
Young people.
But the truth is, if you're going to go to college and you're going to major in the sciences, you're not going to find very many honest scientists today, because they have set the thing up as a club and they have decided that the membership rules are, you want to get in our club, you can't believe in God, you can't promote God's cause, you can't talk about his interests in this. He has to be kept out of the universe in order for us to understand it. Now, Christians say, I think I can't understand anything without him. They say, then you're a nothing, you're a stupid head. Fine, that's what they think. So we show them we can play their game. We can be stupid like they require. And then we can go home and praise God and jump up and down at the things that we discover. That's simply a matter of recognizing the world that you live in. You don't give up your convictions, but you have to go along with what God has allowed in the same way that Jesus the Lord said to Pilate, who was only interested in power. He said, don't you realize I have power to release you or power to kill you? And the Lord said, you don't have any power that wasn't given to you. And so we recognize God has given these scientists their position in this society. And we go along with them. They sit in Moses' seat, as it were, and we show them that we can regurgitate their catechism. But we don't do as they do. We don't really believe as they believe. And we have to hold out the line. Now, as the Christians enter the sciences and gain prominence, which is what they should do because they should be more excellent than any of the other scientists, more diligent, harder working, and more brilliant, and praying to God for even better insight. As they gain in status, they should become more consistently vocal about their faith and tell people that apart from that faith, it would have been impossible to understand or reconcile any two facts anywhere. So they can't do it at the beginning, but as they become excellent, they should be doing it all the time. You follow?
Very well put, Apostle Paul.
Well, you know, I am well known for this kind of putting things. In fact, I used to put things so well that people asked me if I putt, and I didn't know what they meant, but they're talking about golf.
Oh, yeah.
And I did.
You should try that sometime.
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, in the Appian Way. We had a tremendous course. It was par under like 6, and I
18 hole?
yeah, sure.
Okay.
And I shot par for that course under 6. Yeah,
Nice.
I was, you know, they used to call me. I'm a little embarrassed, but I was known as Leopard Woods.
Leopard Woods.
Yeah, it's very, very famous.
Okay, yeah. Well, I think that about does it for today.
You ever hear of Leopard Woods? I hear you got a golfer with the same name nowadays.
Tiger, I think you're
Oh.
thinking. Tiger.
You know, I can't keep the jungle animals in order in my head.
Yeah.
I should have. I fought wild beasts in Ephesus then.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, that. Thank you, Paul.
No problem.
For your answers.
You know what we say?
The old Pax Romana.
That's right, baby. You got it.
So keep the questions coming. Until next time.
The
Do you have
Apostle
a question
Paul. You have a
for
question?
Paul?
Do you have an answer at all? I don't know.
I don't know.
See you.
See ya.
Bye.